Welcome to the Jamodi podcast, where we interview coaches and leaders to find out not just what they do, but how they do what they do. Becoming the best version of ourselves is Jamodi, just a matter of doing it. What's one thing you would do differently if you could start over today?
Our goal was to put the students and players a priority, and I think sometimes I didn't maybe love enough, maybe wasn't kind enough. Always have tried to be that way. Maybe didn't shake enough of hands. Every day when you're with hundreds of kids, it's real easy to get caught up in your own life instead of their lives. I remember I had perfect attendance, and as an educator, when I left Skyline, I had enough of days for like nearly 2 years. It's what I was told, like a year and a half, something like that. Just a lot of days. And so I would rush to different events from class. I had to get somebody to cover my class, rush to those like a funeral. And because I thought it was real important, to be at functions like that, for the students and players and my own family. And I think sometimes I might have maybe didn't put my own family. Maybe, it's hard to balance all that out. And I remember my kids were playing. I'd try to go to their games. Sometimes I could just go for a few minutes, then have to go back to the team. But then later, I got some really effective assistant coaches. And like when my son was playing in college, I was able to go to some of his games because I had some really outstanding assistant coaches, and the players understood about it as well. That I wanted to see my own family.
Yeah.
Be with my own family. And it's just sometimes very challenging to balance it out. I'd go to school sick and teach and coach. Yeah. I mean, I just never missed, and I'd probably run out of energy. But I'd still drink a lot of water and get up early and go to bed late. And probably if I had it to do over again, I would maybe put more emphasis, on the bride and, on the children.
That balance piece is, we want our players to have balance, but then sometimes we don't have that balance ourselves.
Yes. And it's quite a challenge getting all that done, because as a coach, leadership is just influence. That's the bottom line for leadership, and coaches have that opportunity, as you well know, how they're usually highly respected. And three of the most important things you can do as a dad, as a coach, in my opinion, is to love. Going back to that, I love you. Love your players, love your own family. Number two, coach them up. We're real quick to critique, and we do need to critique. But there's a way to do it more gently than so harshly. And I never used profanity. I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think it glorified and honored the big coach. So I just didn't use profanity. But I think loving your players and your family, your children, and loving them unconditionally. Because sometimes your players are they're gonna mess up. Sometimes your children are gonna mess up. So love them unconditionally, just be there for them, for you players and for your family. Coach them up. And when you do critique, use some common sense. Sometimes I probably didn't use as much as I should have. Then thirdly is to be a great role model, because whatever you do as a coach and whatever you do as a father, your children, your players will have a tendency to do the same thing, whatever it is. And that's another reason that I just didn't want to put bad stuff in my body. I didn't want to put bad stuff in my mind. That stuff that you put in your body, it'll kill you. And that bad stuff you put in your mind, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The battlefield is your mind.
Yep.
If it gets you thinking, then you start putting stuff in your body that's not good for you. Yeah. And I would talk to them about that, how dangerous, the alcohol, the drugs, tobacco, whatever it is, it's you want to put good stuff. You want good nutrition. You want things that'll help your body, because there's a lot of work left to be done on this, and we can't do it if we're 6 feet under.
That's right. Yeah, Mano Watsa, the president of PGC, I heard him say one time, "More is caught than taught," and I don't think that's just from him, but I think that's a great reminder for us as coaches and parents that more of what they remember from us is going to be what they see us do, how we treat people, how we act, rather than what we told them to do. And more is caught than taught. So another great reminder, Coach.
Oh yeah, that's good. I like that.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the Jamodi podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.